Okay, now let's take an example and let's look at how we can calculate a probability mass function of a random variable, or what do I mean by calculating the mass function of an random variable. So again we will be taking our old example where we are rolling a tetrahedral die two times. So we have a tetrahedral die that will have the four faces and we are rolling it two times. I am pretty much sure if you are following my lectures, then you will have the complete sample space in your mind. Considering that, moving forward, let's suppose with this associated experiment, with this experiment we have an associated random variable. We are calling it as x random variable, and this x random variable takes the value whatever the number occurring at the first roll, right? So we have the sample space here for the experiment. What could be the all possible outcome? So on the first roll we could have 1, or on the second roll we could have 1. On the first roll we could have 1, on the second roll we could have 2, and so on and so on and so on so on. We will have total 16 possible outcome, and also we are assuming that all these outcomes are equally likely, so each will have the probability 1 divided by 16. That's the assumption that we are making. Okay, now let's try to understand this random variable x that is associated with this particular experiment. So what I am saying, that this random variable x takes directly those value which are occurring at the first roll of the die. So let's suppose we carry out the experiment, and on the first roll we get 1, and on the second roll we get 2, because we have to we have to roll the die for the 2 times. So what is the what value will what's the random variable x? What's the output of the random variable x? So how we have defined the random variable x is that whatever at the first roll we are getting, that will directly get mapped onto the real line. So on the first roll what we are getting? 1. So once if we are getting this outcome, right, then this random variable, this outcome will go into this particular random variable, and this x will map to this as 1, right? And now let's also assume there is one more another random variable, that is y, and y directly maps whatever we are getting onto the second roll. So let's suppose that we carry out the experiment, and on the first roll we get this 1, and on the second roll we get this 2. So this outcome will get input to the random variable x, and this will get mapped to 1, and this outcome will also get into the input of the random variable y, and it will get mapped to 2, because on the second roll we are getting 2. So overall point is that whatever we are getting on the die on the first roll, random variable taking whatever the result of the first roll, and random variable y is taking whatever the result we are getting on the second roll. Now let me define one more random variable, that is z, right? And we have seen in our very first video of random variable that we could have many random variable associated with one particular experiment, and even we could have a random variable that can be derived from these original random variable. So how it is defined? This random variable z is defined by the sum of these two random variable, right? So we will carry out the experiment. Maybe on our first roll we will get 1, so x will take the value 1, and on the second roll we get again 1, so y will take the value 1, right? So we have done with our experiment. X have taken the value 1, y have taken the value 1, so z will take the value 2. So for this particular outcome, z will take the value 2. Again, maybe we will carry out the experiment and we got on the first roll 1 and on the second roll we got 2. So we will have, so x have got 1, y have got 2, so what will be the value that random variable z will take? That is 3, right? Similarly, we carry out the experiment and maybe we will get on the first roll 2 or on the second roll 1. So again the random variable z will take the value 3, right? Now we can fill all the possible value that z can take, right? So z can take 4, z can take 5. That will depend on the experiment, right? What will be the outcome of the experiment? Once we know the outcome of the experiment, we know x and y, and once we know x and y, we know z, right? So these are all the possible outcome that a random variable z can take. Sorry, this will be 6 here, and this will be 7, and this will be 8, right? Because here if we roll the dice, maybe x will take the value 4 on the first roll and y will be take the value 4 on the second roll, so z will be taking the value 4 plus 4, that is 8. So these are the possible value that random variable can take, random variable z can take, right? So we will concentrate on this particular random variable, that is z, right? And now we want to find the PMF of this random variable z. And what do I mean by finding the PMF of this random variable z? So finding the PMF, that means we want to find the probability, of this random variable z that it will take the value small z, and we want to do for all those z. So what we want to find? We want to find the probability that random variable, this random variable z, will take the value 2, or maybe what will be the probability that this random variable z will take the value 3, similarly for 4, similarly for 5, similarly for 6, 7, 8. So we want to find the probability for all those small z that our random variable can take, right? So find, so what do I mean by finding the probability of this random variable? Probability mass function of this random variable z is nothing but finding the probability of a random variable z that can take a small value, that can take a value that is small z for all small z, right? So let's find the probability mass function of this random variable z. So we will be finding the probabilities of random variable z that it can take. So this random variable z can take the value 2, right? That is the one of the possibility, and we can write this like also probability that random variable z is taking the value 2. What's the probability of that? First of all, you need to figure it out which, what does it mean by value random variable is taking the value z, or which event corresponds to value that random variable can take 2, right? So which event, so this random variable can take the value 2 when you will get on the first roll 1 and on the second roll 1. That means this outcome, right? And that is the only possible out of 16. When on the first roll you will get 1 and on the second roll you will get 1, then the sum will be 2, and that is what we have been asked, the probability that z will take the value 2. And for any other possible outcome, you will not have the sum as 2, right? So this event where z is taking the value 2 corresponds to getting the 1 at the first roll and again getting the 1 at the second roll. So it will have the probability 1 divided by 16, right? Because we have already made the assumption that all those possible outcomes are equally likely. So there are 16 possible outcomes in our sample space, and out of all those 16 possible outcomes, only one outcome is favoring this particular event. So since we are finding the PMF of this random variable z, we want to find all the probability of all those that random variable can take. So even this random variable can take the value 3, right? And it is similar to writing the, we are finding the probability that random variable z will take the value 3. So which events that corresponds to when you will get the 3? When x will be 1 or y will be 2, or maybe x will be 2 or y will be 1, because in both the cases sum of this random variable will be z, and we are interested in finding when random variable z is taking the value 3. So which events that corresponds to? So out of these 16 possible outcome, we have the 2 outcome where the z will be 2, sorry, z will be 3, or z will take the value, random variable z will take the value 3. So that is 2 divided by 16. Similarly, we can, because we are finding the PMF probability mass function, we will have to do for all the possible values of z, or all the possible value that a random variable can take. We have to find the probabilities of all the possible value that a random variable can take. So we want to find the probability of random variable z that it can take the value 4. It is nothing but finding the probability where random variable will take the value z is equals to 4, and for that which event that corresponds to. So maybe on first roll you will get 1, or second roll you will get 3, right? Maybe on the first roll you will get 2, second roll you will get 2, maybe on the first roll you will get 1 and second roll you will get first roll you will get, we want to find for the z is equals to 4, right? So maybe on the second roll, first roll you will get 1, on 3 or 2 or 2 or 3 or 1, right? So these are the possible outcome that are favoring to our event that where random variable will take the value z is equals to 4, right? So 3 out of 16, right? Similarly, we can do for all those value that random variable z can take. So z can take 3, z can take 2, z can take 3, z can take 4, z can take 5, z can take 6, z can take 7, z can take 8, right? And if we have to draw the distribution, the probability distribution of this random variable z, we can do that, right? This PMF is nothing but it shows you the distribution of the probability distribution of a random variable, right? So on the y-axis, let's say we will have the probabilities of the random variable that it can take, and on the x-axis we will have the values that a random variable can take. So here we have the values that random variable can take, and here we have the probabilities of the values that random variable can take. So random, here in our example, random variable z can take the value 2, z can take the value 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. What's the probability that random variable z will take the value 2? That is nothing but 1 divided by 16. So let's draw the height of that. 1 divided by 16. What's the probability that it will take 3? So it is 1 divided by 16. For 3 it is 2 divided by 16. What's the probability that random variable z will take the value 4? That is nothing but 3 divided by 16. And if you carry out the calculation and find the probability that random variable z will take the value 5, it is nothing but 4 divided by 16. And for 6 it is 3 divided by 16. And for 7 it is 2 divided by 16. And for 8 it is 1 divided by 16, right? So we have found the probability mass function of a discrete random variable z. What do you mean by finding the, again, what do you mean by finding the probability mass function of a random variable? It is nothing, you just have to find all the probabilities of a random variable that it can take.